Big news! IM Media Productions has launched career coaching services to empower aspiring creatives with insider strategies for starting a career behind the camera on film and TV sets, so you never have to navigate it alone. Visit immediaproductions.com to learn more.
The real talk about it. What are you really doing to prepare for the day? What are you really making sure that you have in your toolbox before you step on set?
I think it depends on the role because, I've done a lot of different roles. So if I was at base camp, you're the first one in, last one out, you're getting the actors ready. So usually my prep starts the day before. It's like, okay, who's going to be here? Let me try to map out what's the best way to who, if one makeup person does two people, okay, who should they start with so that person can go to hair next, or there's no backup in the makeup chairs, and okay, let me talk to costumes because how long is it gonna take to dress them, and okay, what does it entail, and okay, you need him to go to hair first before he puts on the costume because he has the wig and it'll mess up. It's a lot of different things. And then, if I'm doing background, it's you're getting the vouchers ready, you're checking in people, you're making sure you're prioritizing whoever it is they might need first, so that, if they're first in the scene and the police officers in the scene aren't for the second, you don't need to get them dressed. You need to make sure you need whoever you need first. And then if it's first team, it's like you said, it's wires and okay, are the cashiers set up? Do they have a green room? Do I know who is in what shot, or what's happening, so I can tell the actors. It really becomes just knowing your job. And I think that's you should jump in wherever you can help, but sometimes it is specific to what it is your role is. And for me, I've done all the roles, which is what I always try to get a lot of people to do, because you can get pigeonholed in one position, whether it be first team or background. Or I think it's so important, yeah, you can be good at one thing, but it's important to do everything. And I think that's what makes you a more well-rounded AD, because I think since becoming an AD, it's I can look at these PAs in their eye and no, I've done this job before. And it's not I don't know, whatever. It's no, I've done every single one of these jobs. I understand what it takes to do a good job. And also I understand what it takes, to be a good PA. So yeah, I think it varies, but it's also just always just kind of trying to stay ahead of the game, always looking ahead of the side, on the sides, knowing what you're filming for the day, knowing your location is very important, and just logistics of it all, and just also just knowing just things that throughout the day, because you're the assistant director, a lot of times you're the person that people look to. Even as a PA, there's going to be crew that ask, okay, after this, what are we doing, or where do we move to? And it's you don't want to be that person oh, I don't know, I'm just a PA. It's no, I was always that person yeah, I can tell you right now, it might not be my job yet, but I have the information, because I always stayed informed. And I always wanted to be I wanted to be a person that people could look to, oh, she knows her stuff. And I think that's really important too. Well, I think for me, I look for someone, like-minded in the same aspect of when I was coming up, where it's they don't take anything for granted. They really try hard. They don't just come into work that's not my job. They're going to always help, in every aspect of whatever needs to be done. They're going to jump in there. They're going to help their fellow peer. They're going to never be stagnant. And even if it's not a busy day, they're not just going to be sitting around on their phones. They're going to be oh, there was something in the fire lane. Let me get that cleared. Or, oh, the next scene requires this cast member to come up. Hey, Meaghan, do you think I should start getting them dressed? Yes, that'd be great. Let's bring them up. Anybody that helps ease the job of just being on top of what it is that they're supposed to be doing is someone that's great for me. Someone who's efficient. Just great personality. I think that we spend so much time on set. I've been on shows when I was a PA, and it's you finish the show and you don't ever talk to the person again, because you're it was work, but I wouldn't, hang out with them outside of work. So for me, it's I try to create a fun set and a fun crew. Whenever I hire people, I'm I don't we spend way too much time on sets and not have fun. So to me, you got to have a good personality to be able to click with anybody. Because I've been my TA, we have rap battle Friday, freestyle Fridays. We have group chat that we still Captain America's coming out and we're still talking in our group chat. You know what I mean? Those are the crews that I love. The ones that you connect on a deeper base and just work. And you don't always get that from certain personalities, because people just don't have it. So yeah, it's just I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint exactly, but I think it's just anybody that wants to do the job, does the job well, has a fun time doing it, is my type of people.
Want to start your career in film? Visit our website and book a session today.